All right, everyone, today is going to be Boone Lake. There is a spot, actually there's multiple spots, that were sent to us, mentioned by a TikToker named Spirit Whisperer, I think. The main reason, that's not the main reason I'm going here. Boone Lake has always been on my list. This area that I'm going to is actually directly across from Boone Dam. And as you all know, I do focus on dams sometimes, just because of the video that everyone knows about. There was a sound in that I talked about many videos ago, and there was a sound, a high-pitched sound that I recognized. I thought I had heard before. It sounded like the machinery from a dam, like turbines. Yeah, the what caught my attention was above the sound of the water. If you try to ignore the water, you can hear whining, and someone mentioned exactly what I'm thinking. It's like equipment. It actually does sound like the dam area.
I have more of the sound of this waterfall, so let me see if we can get it.
Yeah, there it is. So this is across from Boone Dam. There's a lot I want to do today, but this time of year, as I mentioned in our lives, you all know this time of year is difficult. There's a very, very short window of daylight around here. I've also got my backpack with land search gear because this area of Boone Lake, across from the dam, is a long stretch of land that TikToker had highlighted as that area of water, but not so convinced in Boone Lake that there's going to be something in the water, because you can see, I don't know if you can see through the trees, but this time of year the lake goes way down. It's probably 10 feet, 15 feet down. I'm not sure what the distance is, but you can see all that dry land across over there, and this peninsula is from the lake just significantly dropping. A lot like Cherokee Reservoir and other dammed lakes, they just lower it sometimes of the year. So it would be silly to put something in a lake that has that much of a transition from high to low different times of the year every single year, unless it was weighted down in deep water. So I will search the water. I've got my drone fully charged. I've got my magnet with me. I've got a lot of gear for the water search, but I also want to get up on the land there. It's very isolated. It's hit 44, 45 degrees here overnight sometimes, and it starts getting chilly later in the day. So I'm not going to waste any more daylight because there's so little of it left already. So let's get going. So everyone, this whole thing has turned into a nightmare. It was number one, not having a dock to put the motor in with this thing is horrible. I didn't record it. It would have been really funny though, but I slipped as I was basically barefoot. I took off my shoes. I was basically barefoot, walking with the motor down into the water to get in the water and put the motor on. I started slipping, landed, slid right into the lake. Luckily, the motor was heavy enough to stay in place and I could pull myself up with it. But by the time I put the motor in the boat, rode the boat out, got the motor in. I got this new pump because the old cable, the one that came with this motor wasn't working. It kept on stalling on me, and it just wasn't maintaining the fuel through it. So I bought this new one and it just wasn't working. I was pumping air and pumping. Finally, I ended up putting it on backwards. I basically switched the direction because I thought maybe they marked it wrong. But I switched it around and I put the arrow in the wrong direction away from the motor. That started creating some suction on the fuel. Somehow it started getting things flowing. Turned it back around and the bulb pretty much went firm within 3 pumps. So I don't know what was wrong with it initially. If you guys have tips on working with this stupid thing, I'd appreciate it. So the other thing that happened was while I was using my pump, my electric pump, to air up the boat, basically halfway through, it ran out of juice. I hadn't had time to fully charge it. I thought one light would be enough on the battery. So I had to spend another 45 minutes recharging the battery, and finally got in the water after slipping in and getting half my pants wet. But yeah, we're here now. Sun's going down, or at least it's not going down. I still have probably a couple hours before it starts getting dark. I think it's plenty of time to start getting into this area. I'm going to do the best I can while I have light. I might as well. I'm out here anyway. I'm not going to waste a whole day just because it took me, just because I had one problem after another getting out here. This shore is fairly isolated. There's a field back there. There's a farm in that direction. The sun's kind of blinding us, but that direction there's a farm. This is definitely all isolated. That's just woods out there with a field behind the trees here. This is a cove. There's some rocks over there. You can see the water line is 3/4 of the way up, so the water's gone way down. I'm going to explore the rocks. I'm going to go on shore first, explore the rocks, check out that field, see if there's certain things that stick out to me. If I saw a random tree in the middle of it with maybe flowers, but I don't know what this time of year. Just some of the things that I've heard mentioned to look for. But I'm going to try the shore first. I've got my backpack here with all my gear for land search. Do that a little bit, get back to the water. I think I'm going to throw my drone in from the shore, this part of the shore. I'm going to focus on this cove today, and then I'll work my way down the beach, see how much I can get through today. But daylight's burning, so I'm going to row in. Oh wait, here we go. There's a sign. Shoreline Stabilization Project. Somebody built a little shelter over there. Check that out in a minute. Oh, I really want to get in there. Wish I had more daylight. Gotta stick to the shore today. Oh, I can't resist. I gotta see what this looks like in here. Oh wow, look at that field. It's beautiful in here. Wow. Oh yeah, in the fall, this will mostly be gone, and be able to see the ground more clearly, and the forest. This would be great to search. But again, we're gonna stick to the shore today. Styrofoam. Interesting. Kind of weird. Washed up from someone's camp, lakeside camp probably. Anything at all. It's all styrofoam, lots and lots of styrofoam. And it's annoying because it looks like little bones. This whole shoreline is supposed to be important for some reason. Allegedly. Looks pretty clean in there. So out in the open here. See boats coming by, clear view. Is that a tennis ball? Yep. Or baseball. You guys, there's so much here. I mean, so much shoreline. I wish I had more time, but I'm not focusing so much on the water just because the water's so down that most of the stuff, most of the washed up stuff is really up against all of these logs and the shoreline. I mean, everything just gets pushed up over there. I'm far. Can't even see my boat anymore. It's way down in that direction. And sun's going down pretty quick. I really want to get back so I can check out those rocks. If the crevices are deep enough, which I don't think they are, I might use my pole light with my camera. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to. Might need it to get back across the lake though, if it gets dark too quick. Oh, something pink right there. Oh, it's one of those plastic ribbons they tie around trees to mark it. It's plastic. I got my heart racing. Something pink. Interesting animal tracks here too. Although I walked all over them. See some deer right here? Deer tracks. That one's very clear outline. There's deer out in these woods. Not surprisingly. Looks like a tarp. Not sure what that is. Can't make out the writing. It's too covered with dirt. Oh, established. Buffalo? I have no idea. It was tied, almost like they used that white pipe to hold it down like it was a tent of some kind, or lean-to along the beach. Empty bottles. Look. Washed up. I was like, weird pile of rocks, but then that's what they do. They kind of get washed up, piled up there, pushed up as they come in on this corner. Oh, there's a rope on the top of that. When the water's high, it's probably a rope someone used to tie off their boat. The water goes way up to here, way up to there. See how low the water is now? It's dropped quite a bit. The dam's right around that corner. And this is normally all underwater. All of this. Which means searching with the drone, if something is weighted, you know, you're searching, I'll be searching the deeper part of the lake since the water's so low now. Sand-filled bag. Empty. I know, everyone's like, use gloves. Use gloves, Ryan. Tell you what, you guys, after a day like I had today, I'm not going to take the time to put on gloves. I'm sorry. I'm lucky to be out here at all. Look at all the tracks, animal tracks. That's so cool. Look at that. So I made it all the way to the cove. My camera overheated, direct sunlight, and turned off. So I just kept walking along the beach. I made it to this cove. There's like a collapsed building over here. I saw a brick over there and a whole bunch of just washed up debris. All at the end of this cove, there's a wheel. See a little wheel right there. Running out of time, running out of daylight, but I'm gonna walk through this. I'm just really curious to kind of look through this refuse pile, all these branches and trees. This is the other end of the field. See, there's an opening to that field I saw on the other side. So I'm now on the other side of the field, as you can tell. And then there's the farm. Geese. There's the farm on the other side of this little cove. So this is kind of the end of the isolated beach area. Oh, it's a boat. It's an old boat, old sunken pontoon boat. Look at that. That's crazy. Oh man. Huh. Must have sunken in the lake and then just washed up here. Look at that. That's nuts. Well, that's someone's deck on the other side. Like I said, everything washes up here in this cove. Look at that. Man. That's crazy. Actually, it looks more like a floating dock. I take it back. See? Someone's floating dock. That might have been some more of it. It's not a pontoon boat. Yep, someone lost their floating dock. So much junk from the lake in here. Wow. So much junk. Just little tiny things washed up. Which is a great opportunity to find something, actually. Little curlers. No, most of the stuff is all throughout there, so I was just curious to look through this pile here. That's crazy. All right, the rest looks pretty clean. The rest of the beach looks pretty clean. So yeah, it was all all just branches, lots and lots of branches, trees. I mean, I went back and forth through all of that, just scouring the ground, and it's just, I mean, other than things washed up from fishermen, bottles, cans, there's a pillow, seat cushion from a boat, but other than that, I don't see anything. I didn't see anything else. So I'm gonna double time it back and try to get back to my boat in time to check out those rocks and maybe do some drone searching in the water, but I'm running out of time. I'm gonna double time it back. Somebody's in there. I think I scared up a bird. Or a bear. It's about that time of day. They get active, but not sure about over here. These rock formations are really interesting. Yeah, something in there. I see a bunch of signs too. Oh, not enough time to explore everything. This is very cool. Yeah, no deep crevices, but it's fascinating though. This is all underwater normally. So cool. This would be a lot harder to do when it's underwater, that's for sure. My drone would not have fun. Well, I wouldn't have fun trying to control it. This is fascinating. Oh, and again, I'm sure you all can't see how deep that goes, but it doesn't go very deep. It's about 4 feet in. Rock wall in the back, nothing inside. Oh, look at the little caves. That one, there's a block of wood in there. That one goes about 10 feet back. Maybe 15. I can see the stone though in the very back. That's a deep one. Very good home for some critter. You can see the footprints here. Raccoon maybe. This time of year anyway. Spider webs. Spider webs, lots of spider webs. It's actually pretty clean. Ooh, that's a snake hole, I'm sure. That's where I'd live if I was a snake. Yeah, it's just rocky shoreline. It's all dirt right down there. No real deep crevices. All right, I am going to get back to my boat and we'll do some droning before the sun goes completely down. I'm very curious about this cove. I'm curious about the other cove too because of all the stuff that got washed up in there, but no time today. I'm gonna have to come back. So get back to the boat. Good job, Gladius. All right, guys, the sun has gone below the horizon. It's getting dark really fast. I don't have any lights on this boat, so I gotta get the heck out of Dodge. Get across to the boat landing, get all my stuff out of here. It's gonna be a lot of work, but going home. We're having a family get together for a late weekend to get together for my birthday, which was during the week. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, gotta get this motor started. Hopefully it will. Get across the lake, get home, and that'll do it for today. So thank you all for coming along on this one. Hope you enjoyed this little shoreline adventure search. You know, we didn't find anything, but cross it off the list. Probably come back because there's a lot of spots I still want to check out. But yeah. Anyway, keep hearing things in the woods. So thank you all for your support. Every week, every video, all of your wonderful comments. We appreciate it so much. And we will see you next time.